Yeah. 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 Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of SuperShares. My name is Joe Marquez, Director of Academic Innovation for Q, and we have a very great episode here for you. And I'm really excited because I get to talk to my good friend, Jen Williams from Take Action Global. We're going to talk about how we know each other and everything about Take Action Global. But before that, couple shameless plugs, as you know, I always like to do. The registration for Fall Q. Fall Q is our Northern California event happening October 22nd and 23rd at Teachers College of San Joaquin in Stockton, California. Registrations are now open. We have our keynotes selected and they will be revealed this week. So go on over to fallq.org and sign up and register today. And also, as you know, our growing mission is to ensure that our members are heard and are seen and can communicate and collaborate with one another at any time. That's 24/7, 365.25, if you count those leap years, days a year. And so what we've done is we've created a brand new community portal. That's right. If you go over to q.org, you can sign up for free today to be a part of this community portal. You can take a look at the learning communities, the learning networks. You can find your Q affiliate to where you're at. And we also have free PD that we provide every single month. So definitely hop in and join that community portal also today. All right. There's those shameless plugs. So now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of the episode, the SuperShare episode. So let me go ahead and welcome my good friend, Jennifer Williams. Jen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. And it's great to see you. How's everything going on in Florida?
Thanks, Joe. I'm so excited to be here. All that energy. I'm like, there's keynotes coming. You guys have a lot going on. Things are great here in Florida. I am excited to share today about some of the things we have going on in terms of climate education. I know you and I have been friends for so long, and I've been so excited to learn more about what's going on with Q. So I'm really pumped about this call and about getting to know the community. So thank you for having me today.
Of course. You know, we've known each other, I think, since 2014. We were at the very first ever Pioneer Summit, Pioneer Get Together. And I think there was like 50 of us, maybe even a little bit less, in Austin, Texas. And, you know, we hit it off with a lot of people, but we stayed connected all the way through those years. I can't believe it's been 8 years, really, because I think it was in July or something of
exactly.
So yeah, it's been a while, and I followed your career since then. You've been doing amazing things, and I love what you're doing right now. So can you tell the audience a little bit of your background and what your current role is and what you're currently doing?
I'd love to. Yeah, we were like ed tech babies. It's like the conversation has changed and morphed and evolved so much, but I love all the times that we've had together and seeing what's happened in the landscape of ed tech. Well, my background really was kind of following two parallel paths. So as much as I was interested in ed tech and innovation and teaching and learning, I was also doing a lot in this conversation around global collaboration. So I was kind of cruising along, ed tech interests and global interests. And then I would say those kind of came together in about 2015, 2016, when I started doing a lot more work around the UN global goals. So these 17 SDGs that we as a world came together to agree upon for progress and action for 15 years. So we're all working for these goals. They're going to come and expire in 2030. And the majority of my work has been around this SDG 4, which we have our own goal in climate and also quality education, and then SDG 13. So working with classrooms, schools, teachers all around the world who want to bring this idea of environmental justice, climate change work into the work that they're doing. And we do all that through EdTech.
Well, and I love that. I love the melding of changing the world and climate science with education technology. And when you came to me and you said, hey, I have this thing, you think the Q members would like this. I'm thinking, yeah, California, we have a huge initiative on climate education, or not necessarily climate education, but educating our students about climate change and the effects on our climate. And there's a huge solar program here, a huge wind program here, all these the natural power sources that we are looking for. So it's a perfect fit for California. So can you explain a little bit more about Take Action Global and like the curriculum behind it, the push behind it, and what educators can expect in kind of that curriculum realm, and how that ed tech is merged into it?
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, you're so right too about California. And as the United States as a whole is really trying to get more into this conversation and work around climate education, states like California have been doing this for a long, long time. So probably a lot of people listening are like, oh yeah, we've been doing this. These are initiatives around climate literacy, climate action that they've been working on at the systems level, at the school level, even individual teachers bringing it into their classroom. We're seeing teachers across the curriculum. So it's not reserved for environmental studies. It's art teachers, music teachers, ed tech coaches. And so we've been working globally. So we have about 146 countries right now represented in our work. And then we're bringing all of those teachers together in online spaces to collaborate for change. So we recognize when we think about this idea of climate change and how are we going to take action, we know we need the hearts, the minds, the hands, the best ideas of every person on the planet to take this step for action. And we really believe that's going to come from education. So we think teachers, students taking action for social good, this is where we're heading. And so we are bringing teachers and students together in a couple ways. So we have a global project that is in the fall. That's free, open for everyone. It's a 6-week project called the Climate Action Project. We're in year 6. We have some super awesome partners. We have NASA. We're co-authored with WWF. We have Lego, Cartoon Network. And so we're getting teachers in. If climate action work is new for them, that's like perfect, because then what we're able to say is, awesome, you can be vulnerable in front of your students and be like me, I'm a literacy teacher. I'm not an expert in climate sciences. So I can say, are you interested in joining me on this journey? So we support them with the Climate Action Project. We have resources. And then this year, we've announced our newest program, which is Climate Action Schools. And so schools are coming together, full school, full year, and taking this step together as a community around climate change.
Yeah, I love this, and I'm already listening to some like teachers in my head saying, well, it'd be good like if we did like Climate Action Week, or we did a Climate Action Unit, but I don't know if we can fold this in through an entirety of a year, or I don't know if we can find time for a project. And all of these same things going through my mind is what people used to say about digital citizenship. Like, well, let's just do a digital citizenship week, or let's just go through a couple digital citizenship modules. That'll be enough for them. And it really came quickly as an understanding that if we're putting students on devices, they need digital citizenship throughout the year to ensure that they understand safety and protocols in talking to one another in a digital realm. And it's got to be the same thing with climate, right? Because climate change happens all around us, right? Everything we do can affect the climate that we live in. All the different industries and organizations that surround us affect climate. And so students should know that. They should know the ins and outs, so to be able to be literate when listening to, I guess, the sound bites that they hear on social media or in the news. They will actually be able to understand what those mean. And I think that's what you're talking about with that curriculum and with that project, to truly understand it, not just listen to the soundbite words that are coming across their screen all the time, right?
Right. And to really look at science, be a critical consumer of information. Digital citizenship is huge in what we're doing. So we're having those conversations. We're talking about storytelling. So it's interesting you bring up students, because really what we're seeing is they are leading this effort. The young people are doing this with or without us as teachers. They're moving forward. They're passionate. They really care about this work. They see this as the issue of their generation. And so that gives us as teachers this really special and unique opportunity to kind of lock arms with them and say, you know what, we're here. And maybe you have that voice that we can help amplify and move forward. So I absolutely agree with you. The same trends that I saw in ed tech. So back in 2014, when we were coming together, like first 50 with Nearpod, and now we see everyone using tools like Nearpod. I think that every educator should be a climate action educator. Like my background's reading. So I remember I would go to like science teachers and math teachers. They're like, that's reserved for the reading classroom. Like every teacher can be a reading teacher. I really believe that with climate. And a lot of it is just talking to students and finding out what they're passionate about. How can we support them, not in what if scenarios or reading about things like climate change in textbooks, but getting together and having global collaborations, having virtual exchanges, perspective taking, creating things like theater productions and campaigns and community gardens. Like these are things that schools are ready to do, but just adding that extra component. Okay, why are we doing this? What does this mean for you, future careers, and how can we connect that with the world?
Yeah, like my wheels are just turning, like all the different ways that this can be incorporated throughout a campus, right? Like I know a lot of campuses do like Friday video announcements. Couldn't it be? It'd be great if students got together and did like a PSA, a different PSA topic, a quick 1-minute commercial about climate action, right? That's going on. Or like in a literature class, right? You said you used to be a English teacher, literature teacher.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, bringing two different articles about the same thing, but two different takes on it? Like, look, how can two different papers with the same information have two different complete spins on it, right? So now you're talking about what is the science, what is the facts, what is opinion, and bringing that together. That's a great conversation to have. Same thing in science class, that kind of thing, reading those articles. There's so many things that can be done that teachers, if you're listening, I'm trying to get teachers' minds going, like, how could I use this in my class? There's so many different ways. But Jen, I'm wondering, through your website, which we have scrolling right now on the bottom, takeactionglobal.org, are there lesson plans or project plans or frameworks that teachers can go to, download or grab or view to kind of start this rolling? Or would you recommend like joining a cohort? I know you said that there's some cohorts out there of educators getting together to learn how to roll these into their campuses. What would be the first steps if a teacher says, I want to do this? What can I do?
So we have a lot that we can share over with teachers. I think to your point, really, it is across the curriculum. And so we are working with students as young as age 4. We have early childhood programs all the way up through university. We start with teacher professional development, so building capacity with our teachers. And so we do have some certifications. We have level 1, we have level 2, climate action educator. And so we're happy to support teachers with those types of experiences. And then we do have standalone resources. We have an awesome climate action book list for classrooms. That's a curated book list with 150 titles. It's free. It's in partnership with Wakelet. We had 20 global educators curate these beautiful books, and we have Spanish, we have English, and then we have a couple other languages with titles. We have some grab and go lesson plans that we've done in partnership with UN and with Lego and other organizations looking at things like data visualization and storytelling, media literacy, your point of across the curriculum. And then I think our sweet spot where we really see the magic happening is in those shared experiences. How can we get students and teachers working with people who live and look differently from them around something that they're both passionate about? So that would be our global project. So we have the Climate Action Project, we have the Climate Action Schools, and then we have a beautiful community of global educators who are doing this work every day. So places like Twitter, where I know you and I spend a lot of time together. And so we have a hashtag Climate Action EDU. You can see teachers there that are sharing ideas and resources. And they welcome people in with open arms and would love to share.
Yeah, and I love all this because I think a key theme to this is collaboration, right? And it's you don't have to know how to implement it just yet. Just know that you want to. And with that wanting to implement these ideas into the classroom, there is a global group of educators that can help guide you in that process. And I know that Q is in talks with you, Jen, about maybe providing some, some resources through the Q community portal to maybe get a cohort together or get teachers talking. We can definitely. I know, Jen, I know you're in the Q community portal, so
I am. I got in.
you can even start a
I'm
thread in the community forum
Great.
about
Okay.
what climate action education is, and throw some resources up there just to start that conversation rolling. But as with everything that we do that's new, you have to be able to just ditch that fear and dive right in, knowing that there's going to be people there to catch you and guide you, right, and help your growth, because I think it's absolutely needed. And again, in California, because of all the policies that get put forth because of climate, it's the perfect realm to do that in. Now, I'm going to ask you one last question, Jen, and you can spin it any way that you want. Let's say that there's a teacher on campus. It's like, I want to do this. How do I pitch it to my administration? Right. Because we all know right now administrators, are still worried about getting students caught up from when maybe I hate the term learning loss. Right. So maybe there was like a learning gap, right. Where they didn't, get to the point they wanted to. They're trying to get them caught up. So how can somebody approach administrators saying, I know we're trying some initiatives to get students more caught up, but I would also like to incorporate some more, climate action education into the classroom. What would you say their pitch should be to the administrators in trying to get this ball rolling on their campus?
So can I answer with two things?
Sure.
I like to change the rules a little bit. The first thing I would say is you mentioned the initiatives they're currently doing. Right now, the teachers I'm talking to, there is like initiatives, they're being bombarded with initiatives. There's like new things. There's a lot happening. I'd say try to adhere to one of those initiatives. So the cool thing about climate and the work that we're doing with the Climate Action Project and Climate Action Schools is we're incorporating digital citizenship, social emotional learning, data visualization, all of these things that teachers could bring and say, okay, we're already wanting to do this. Here's a meaningful, real world way that we can bring this to our school. It's all around culture building, community building. I think we need that right now, probably more than ever. Coming together, united, we're moving forward in solidarity. That's what these types of initiatives can provide. So that would be one thing. The other thing is I would look to your students and start with them and say, is this something that you are interested in bringing to our school? And then hear what they have to say. If they're like, oh yeah, and we've been creating this podcast around this, or I have this new Instagram channel. Like, I think that teachers, what I found is I learned so much when I talk to young people about this work around climate action. And then the ideas will come from them and they'll say, oh, I've been really wanting to create this advocacy hub here at our school. Could our school be the hub for our district? Like, heck yeah, love those types of ideas. So I would say start with what you're already doing, and then next, but probably most importantly, go right to the heart with your kids.
Yeah, I love what you said about, don't tell them you're starting a new initiative, just add on to an already existing one. Almost like, don't create a new bill to pass, just add a rider or an addendum.
That's
right?
it.
Because it doesn't seem like you're doing anything new. You're just,
right.
Diving a little bit deeper into one aspect. I love that aspect of it. And then also, I think you hit the nail on the head. Let the students decide, right? If you have to create a club, you have to create an after-school program for it. If the students are passionate about it, that passion can usually catch off across campus. And then, like you said, have those students create podcasts, right? And interview students. Do you know about this? Create video casts. And then I think administrators will start taking notice, saying, well, look at this. They're doing podcasts. They're doing blogs. They're doing videos. They're doing this. Okay, maybe we can do this a little bit more, right? So I love that idea of, don't create a new initiative, add on to another, and then also let the students kind of create the momentum to push it even farther on campus. I think those are really great ideas, not just for this, but for pretty much anything.
Yeah, right. True.
Right. That's really good.
That's
Well,
exactly
Jen,
it.
thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for everybody. Look down at the bottom right now. Take action global.org. And this is another one here. It's Climate Action Schools. Now,
That's
Jen, before
us.
we go, what is this one about? This Climate Action Schools. Is this other schools that are doing this
Yeah.
or resources teachers can use to get connected?
That's it. So the Take Action Global website has everything, kind of a hub of all of our information. I'll definitely put this into the community too. Climate Action Schools is our new program. So we piloted it last year with 250 global schools. We have schools in 146 countries participating, and they will be joining all year long. So we have some new fun things with like Earth Day organization that we're doing, and other groups like the UN. We're kicking it off in New York City at Global Goals Week in September. So Climate Action Schools participants in that program would be able to be a part of all of those experiences. So if teachers are listening and they are wondering where to go, please send me a message on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. And I think the main thing is this is a developing conversation. Climate action is new for all of us. It wasn't really something that was part of our pre-service teacher program. So the teachers who are involved in this conversation right now are going to really be developing out what this will look like for the future. So we'd love to have them on board.
I love it. I love it. It's almost like you're at the beginning of something, and you can grow with the new group of educators and grow together. Again, almost like what you were saying of us in the early days of ed tech, right?
Yes, when we were
We
EdTech
all thought
babies.
all thought it was fun and interesting, and we wanted to learn more, and we all grew up together and leaned on each other and supported each other, and for the betterment of our kids, right? And I think this is not only for the betterment of our kids, but for the betterment of this place we call the Earth, to ensure that we don't have 20 days of triple degree temperatures like I've been having here since June. So climate change is real. So climate action now, right?
That's it. Thank you, Joe.
That's it. Well, thank you, Jen. And I hope that we can see you in the portal. And we're going to talk more about seeing maybe if we can get some Q teachers in cohorts to be able to learn more about this and to take action through this program. So, Jen, thank you so much for being here and appreciate being a part of a SuperShare episode.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you, Jen. Now, I truly love Jen Williams. She is not only a fantastic educator, but an amazing person. And I think you can see that and feel that coming off of her. She's just fantastic. I'm so happy that she reached out and she's able to provide these resources for us. I think it is very important to be able to do that, because I know we have, like AP environmental sciences in high schools. I know we touch on climate in various science classes, but being able to do it as a project where students can have agency and see differences being made. And with the technology that we have, be able to speak with students in different states, in different countries, and seeing what they are dealing with and being able to talk things out. I think that communication across those boundaries, I think, can really help our students just understand the world a little bit more and understand that we are all in this together. So I really love this initiative. I love this. So please be expecting more in the community, in the community portal on this topic, and definitely we'll be keeping you in touch if and when we do start those cohorts for Take Action Global. But until then, please definitely take a look at our Fall Q. Again, go to fallq.org and register for that amazing conference today. And a little preview, we will be having Spring Q sessions opening up. Submissions for Spring Q sessions opening up sometime in August. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that announcement. So until then, I hope you have yourself a fantastic week. Thanks for everything you do.